Hi everyone, welcome to Tune In Tuesday. I believe it's episode 7. I'm Natasha Stern. I'm a life coach in Muskoka. Love doing these videos, love sharing what's going on for the week. It's so much fun. Thank you for your comments and support. It really means a lot to me. If you want to work with me, just message me or write a note on the comments or whatever. I do free 30-minute sessions and would love to see you for a match. So reach out. Awesome. Okay, so today just gonna share what's been going on. So I'm scratching because I got swimmer's itch. So for those of you who don't know, swimmer's itch is, it's just this, whatever, you can look it up on Wikipedia. It's kind of gross, but it's this thing in the water, in fresh waters when it's really hot, and if you don't wipe the water off right away, you get a rash. So I have like these little bumps all over and they're really itchy and I'm really uncomfortable. And I wanted to share this. Ew, right? You're like, oh, they don't tell you about your skin condition. It's not about the skin condition. It's about underneath the skin condition. So basically, I have a choice. Okay, so what's the choice? I could look at what's happening and I could say, okay, yeah, it makes sense why I got this. It was hot that day, and go through all the medical reasons, what happened. Or I could really open and take responsibility for the entire situation, for what happened, and see where in my life am I irritable? What's irritated inside right now? Or where am I not really processing my anger or handling my anger? And it just so happens that there's a lot of places in my life right now where I have been really irritable and where I have been feeling angry and not dealing with it. And I felt this was the world's way, nature's way of communicating that to me, because other people were with me and did not get it. It was just me. And I was joking with my cousin, like, I don't do subtle. Like when I'm learning something, I just have to really take it to the full out notch, the 0 to 60 notch. So just like, hey, wake up. Like, what's going on? Why is your basically like my skin's talking to me? And this mindset of mine did not happen overnight. I have really physical expressions when things are going on emotionally for me, and I think a lot of people do. I think almost everyone does actually, but I'm really aware of it, and it tons of times. It happens all the time to me. So I know right away when I've never gotten this before. I've been swimming in lakes for 31 years. Like, it's never happened to me. To really look at it. And the responsibility piece really came in for me in January. I've been working on this since January, the last 6 months, of really learning how to take responsibility for the whole situation, my whole part. And I think like in this situation, it's really easy for me to blame the lake because, it is the lake's fault. There is the part of me that's like, this is the lake's fault. But if I really want to get the growth out of it, and if I don't want it to keep happening, like, I'm taking the time to really open and look at where I'm really irritable and where I'm really angry. And it doesn't matter the details of why I'm angry, or why I'm irritable, and like who I had a communication with. That's not it's not the issue. It's my responsibility to deal with my response. How able am I to respond? The responsibility. And and I've really chosen this way of life because I've been so burned for not taking responsibility. And maybe I don't know, maybe I seem like a responsible person. I don't know. Maybe some of you are like, no, you never did. So maybe some of you are like, no, yeah, I really thought you were responsible. I'm not sure. But I thought I was responsible. I was like, I take responsibility for my life and da 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 da. And then in January, unbeknownst to me, I, like, long story short, got kicked out of the United States. Like, just out of nowhere. To me, in that moment, I was like, oh, this just came in out of nowhere. And what I learned, and I was very resistant to taking responsibility. When my coach, the first thing, she was like, maybe you want to look at the whole thing of like where your part was in it. I was like, no, this was America. This was not me. yay. And what I really got was that if I don't want these things to keep happening in my life that seemingly come out of nowhere, I gotta really take responsibility for the whole part. And, sorry, just went into low battery mode. I gotta take responsibility for my whole part and see what I missed and what steps that I skipped. And I really saw it was huge steps with the whole Visa in America thing. I was skipping, like, I wasn't being honest with myself. I wasn't being honest with people I was working with. There was so much lack of honesty, and I could only get as honest as I could. But and it took a really long time. So I'm still on that track of like, okay, how am I responsible for everything that's happening to me? How am I responsible for everything that's going on? And I felt like the swimmer's itch, which is, a pretty chill thing. It's gone in a couple days. It's not contagious. It's like, it's not life-threatening. I feel very lucky that it's just that. But I really see it as an opportunity. Hey, like, wake up. Something's happening. This is a little, more of a scratch. The universe is scratching me. This is just coming in. I just thought of this now. The universe is like, like, Natasha, you're not paying attention to something. Like, this isn't working, Natasha. Like, start working on this. Start paying attention to this. And if I just blame it on the water, I'm going to miss it. And if I miss it, it's going to be like that. And if I miss that, it's going to be way harder. And I don't want to hit myself any harder than that. And it's going to be harder and harder and harder. So I am stopping. And I am taking responsibility for my rash. And it feels really uncomfortable. And I don't love it. But that's what I got. And I hope this resonates to at least some of you. And that's it. That was my Tune In Tuesday. Yom Shlishi Pamayim Kitov. And yeah, have a beautiful day. And I will see you guys next week. Mwah. Ciao. Nope.